Okay. So I think then if only two people have just written a message, then others haven't understood what we taught yesterday. Is it so? Please, everybody, write down like if they understood it. It's not like if you have any doubt, then we will clear it. Okay. And if you haven't understood, just ask us. We will do explain it again. For those who have not watched the YouTube lecture, we have just dropped the link on the chat. You can go through and understand whatever we had done yesterday regarding the data types and all. Uh, does anybody new want us to repeat what we explained yesterday? Like any particular topic that you didn't get? Okay, Krishna. So, Krishna, I hope you understood. That's how you want a recap. Okay. Amit, let's do a quick recap on all the types of data. Amit, am I audible to you?
Yeah, Keshav, let's take a 10-minute recap. Okay, so let's just say first file. Keshav, is it visible? Is it clear?
Yes, Amit, it's clear.
Yeah, let me save file name phy. Yeah, yesterday we have done comments, we have done literals, and we have done data type variables. Okay, so in basic way, we are dealing with the comments. Like comments, what it will help, where it will help you, and why we use this. So many times the coder will write number line of codes. At the same time, if he or she wants, if he or she wants that they need a some certain particular instruction over there. They do the comment because comment part is not compiled and then read by the interpreter and the machine. It only shows to the coder, not to the user also. Let's take one example, a very normal example. Like I want to print hello world, so I will use a print. Over here, print statement giving you that like we say that it will give you some structure to print or display anything to the user. Okay, command normally going to display something on the screen. Let's take hello every hello everyone. Okay. So in this one, over here I have print hello everyone. Think about that if I have thousand number of lines and I want to specify a single line where I will use hello guys, and at the same time I want to remove this. So how we can get easily the code to dropping a comment like has is using for the comment like over here we are using print okay, or okay, hello, what? Hey guys. So over here we have used the print statement to display a hello world. Whenever I like if it is a thousand number of line code and I want to search where the hello everyone is there, I want to remove that the particular part. So I will drop a command so we can easily get that where this command is using. And again, there is some problem between the user and the coder. So at the same time, if other coder is checking the code, it also get easily check whether this particular line is giving you error or not. We have, yeah, we can use this or normally it will, what it will help you. You will write number of lines and commented it out. Yeah, you can do one thing. In the yesterday, also we have deal with that normally. What we do, we are using shortcut key. We are take shortcut key and Control C, Control A for selecting all, and then use Controls K and C. Okay, so you can comment it out all of this. And there's some, I think, some error between that in the framework of Visual Studio Code by some guys. So guys, if you're facing that, if you didn't get this symbol in your Visual Studio Code, go to the extension. Okay, where the extension is there. Yeah, extension, and type Python. After type Python, install it. You can install it this Python version. So you get this one. Okay, you can install or more than that extension also. Extension pack where you got Django, other frameworks also. Okay. Yeah, another thing is that in the briefly we have let's take little fast. We have defined variables, and actually I have already told you that what is variables. Variable basically have a like container which store the data. Okay, we store the data and help the user and the coder to display the data and use in anywhere. Okay, so they have a same memory location, they have a different memory location. Okay, and after this we use two and three types of functions which inbuilt in the Python. Okay, what is first is ID, second is type. So in ID, it gives you address of that particular variable, and it normally in the type they will display the which type of class is this or they which type of function they are using. So let me take one example, normal example, and then we'll understand easily. So in the previous session we have done with that like if a is equal to Python, it's Python. After this, b is equal to also Python and print ID of A and the print ID of B. Let me wait. You guys will answer this one. What will you, uh, what output will you get? Okay. Guys, answer fast. Okay. Okay. Guys, I think you have understand that in the previous sessions what it ID will print and can you explain it over here? ID will be same. Okay. ID will be same. What about others, guys? I think it is a little bit boring to recap the whole things, but yeah, for one person also we can do normal recap.
What is the question actually? What is the question?
Actually, the question is that what is the output of this normal when we printing this one? What it will show you in the output?
In this, actually, the address will be the same as both A and B stores the same content actually. So it will reflect only the same address as the location of the these contents actually. I think so. I'm right or
Yeah,
wrong? Yeah,
you
is
are
that right?
right. Yeah, yeah, you are right. It will show you the same. Okay, let me not define.
I think so. You
Why?
have got one more braces there. Yeah.
Not at all.
Print ID A, ID B.
Yeah, little bit bug with compiler.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's showing you the same what you say that same
The memory
ID.
location.
Okay,
Okay.
so in the previous session we have discussed that if the value and the data is same for a different variable, it will give a same address. But at the same time, if you change the value and other things, single step also, it will give you a little bit different address. Let me take one example, putting S over here and then run the code, it will show you a different address. Okay. Yeah, you got this different address. I think this is clear to everyone. Mm, yeah. Come to the another point. Last thing which we have discussed in the yesterday class is the data types. So we have two types of data types. Actually, in the two type data types, we have a mutable and immutable things. In the mutable one, normally we place the data which can be we can modify and mutate at the same running time process. And if the code is running, you can mutate that thing, or if you insert something, it can directly implement over there. But when it's come to immutable, you didn't change. If you fix the value, that means that you are fixing the value. After the operation, it will gonna change this, but yeah, before that you cannot change the values. Simply in the immutable things we have number, string, and tuple. Guys, I think yesterday you have a little bit confusion with that part. For this one, if you have, then verify this one. Since we are printing the ID only, so it gives the value of the IDs. Yeah. So in this one normally we have used numbers. Okay. In the number, this is example of the string. Okay. This is type of example of string. And let me check this one. Okay. So, so right now I'm printing A as well as a C. So it will showing me the C. Yeah. Okay. We didn't change the value of the A and C and B. Right now it's running and we didn't change that one. If we want to change this thing, we want giving some operation over there and then perform as Keshav already done in the previous session of the age at 5, then it will show me a different values. Okay, it's giving us 30
I'll,
without.
yeah, but right now you can see that the ID of B is different, isn't it? Initially, it was same when both A and only B was there. It is
Yeah,
reflecting the same address, but right now, once you have added up one
actually,
more vector,
no. Actually, value of A is different. The value is different. It's right now is Pythons, and the B is
okay,
Python.
okay, okay,
They're
okay,
giving me different values.
okay, okay,
Okay.
good,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
So we didn't, without doing any operation in the code, we didn't change the value and the other things for the immutable things. For the string, this is a string. We didn't change this one, and this is a like number. Let's come to the tuple. Tuple we will define like normal one. If we define L as a normally, we say that it is a tuple. So how we will define this? We use this round bracket, and the round bracket identifies that it is a tuple. So why we use the comment? I will explain this thing over here. I will explain this, and I will write this over here like tuple. Okay, so that means you are using tuple, or you can comment anything which is suitable for you. So tuple is a normal data type over which you will add it any type of data. In the array, you have normally say that the the collection of similar data types, but right now over here you can insert heterogeneous data types. Okay, so let me run this one, and after that we have another thing more, the function of this normal tuple. So tuple didn't have more functions; they have only length functions to count the length. You can use count function to count the value of the whole data. Like if over here we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4. So when we count the length of this function, it will show you length. A length function to count the length of the whole data which you are right now using. Okay. I've commented with the control on this function is use ctr plus r, then move forward, we use ctr plus a plus c. Okay, so let me run this code. Now it will display me the whole tuple and the number of tuple in this L. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, it's displaying a value of 4. And we can concatenate and like add up the two tuples also. Let me take this example with this variable. So, so, O plus normally O equal to O plus L. So I'm adding two tuples by using a plus symbol. Let me run this code and you saw the output. Yeah, guys, in the L tuple we have 4 datas. Okay, so it will give you the length of 4. And after that, when we you're thinking that in the O we have 4 values, but I have performed the operation over there. I perform that plus this one O and L and give the value to the O and then print the O. So it will show me the data of 8 because the 4 for the L, 4 for the O. Okay. Yeah. O is not defined. Okay. So in the L, we have 4 value, 4 we are printing, and the O after operation we have 8. So it's a real example and right example for the immutable things. We didn't change without any operation. The value we didn't change without any operation. Hope so you guys got the whole recap of the previous session. Let me move forward for this previous session.
Can you just show me that flow chart that you have on the slide actually? Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. So immutable data in the sense which can be changed or which cannot be changed.
Which you cannot change.
It cannot change.
Yeah.
But in that
Immutable.
case, it is immutable in the sense it is static, isn't it?
Yeah.
But right now you had a script to add up some content in this thing, right? You see, you have made some changes like what is non-changeable, what type of change it will not accept. Right
Okay.
now you have made a script of adding some more content in the tuple, and it has accepted it. And what do you mean that it will not accept the change? Which type of change it will not accept?
Yeah. Wait a minute, Rish. Actually, we are not like adding any element to the specific thing. We are combining both of them. So it will take a combination. It didn't work with deletion of the data. It didn't work with the like addition of any data. The same. Like if let's take one example. L. Okay, L is a tuple right now, and in L, if you want to insert some data, it didn't do that thing. But in the list, you directly dot use append function and directly append the data. That means the value of the tuple, if you have declared once, it didn't change the length of that tuple.
Can you please get me an example of it actually so that it will be easy for understanding?
Okay. Let's take an example. Yeah. So Then remove this. O is equal to. Let me convert this thing into list, and then you will get the difference. So O dot O dot and 6 point. Okay. Right now the value of O is the value of O is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay.
If it is list, it should not be with the square bracket.
But
0 is equal to list of 1, right?
no. Actually, from O is not 0. O is tuple right now. I'm converting this thing by using list function.
Okay, good.
Okay. So when I am converting this thing, the list, and now I can append any data. Okay. So right now over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and after running the code, okay, it's showing none. Okay. So why it's taking the garbage values? 1, 2, 3, 4, not in the list. Okay, it's not taking garbage value. Okay, so in this one, we have L. L is a tuple. I'm printing the L and the length of the L. You can print the length also for the list, same list. This is immutable thing, and this is immutable. Why? Because I am appending, I am changing a value at the same time to insert a data in the O list. Okay, O defined as the list which have taken the whole value from the tuple of L.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
if I will use over here to append something, it didn't give me a response. It didn't give me error. Like let's take example. So you will verify with this one also. That L is a tuple right now. L append. Okay. Check this one. They have said that tuple object has no attribute append. That means the function is not defined in tuple. Tuple didn't append anything at the running time in a dynamic time.
Okay.
And if the
Okay.
value is fixed for the tuple, that means the whole process, in the whole process, the value of the tuple is fixed. Like if the 4 element is there, that means you didn't remove any element, you didn't add any element. Yeah, you can combine two tuples and store in one, but the value, the idea of that is different.
Can you just get me the code again, please?
Yeah.
So in the sixth line, you're defining a tuple like which is having the parenthesis like 1, 2, 3, and Amit, and you're trying to append. Append in the sense you're replacing some content, isn't it, or adding some content?
Adding some content.
Adding some content. Okay. So I dot append in the sense this will not work out as this is a tuple.
Yeah.
And print you're getting a command to print the same data.
Yeah.
And then print length of 1, which means it is going to give the length, it is going to be the same as before.
It's L.
Yeah, and then O is equal to, O in the sense it is another variable now. It's another identifier. So O is equal to list. You're converting this, I mean, you're taking this into list format, taking this tuple into tuple data into list format.
Yeah.
And 0 dot append 6. In the sense, what will be the output of this print 0?
What
will be the last final output of this 13th, I mean 12th number now, 12th data? I mean, the last output?
The last output is not showing.
Of the 12th line, actually. Can you go to the...
It's showing error. Why? Because right now, this is like what actually Keshav has said that this is an interpreter language. The line by line, if the error is not removing, then it does the same time running code, it will show you error. So let me remove this one first, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
And then run the code, and yeah, it will show you
So after Amit, it is adding one character. So
yeah,
after Amit, so append in the sense it is going to add up something extra.
yeah, from the like last.
Okay.
Have you got this
Okay.
one? Why I'm saying
Yeah.
that is mutable and immutable?
Yeah.
Because if I will print the length of right now that list, it will show you 5. If I append again another variable and then print the length of that list, it will show you 7. And then day by day, it's gonna increases if you append something. But in the same time, if the value of tuple you are checking in anywhere, the same variable, it will show you a same.
Okay.
Okay, let me give you one example. More example. 20 and now oh, and then
It has to close with the parent.
6. Fine. And right now, I will print the length of code. Okay. In the 2 lines, I am appending the value and checking the length of the list. Okay.
Okay.
So in this one, first time we have inserted 6. It will show you 5.
Okay.
And again, we inserted 9 in the list,
Okay.
and it will
Okay.
show you 6. That means as every time it gonna change their length, their value. You can
Okay.
modify this, but in the tuple you didn't.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Have you got?
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I still have one small query actually.
Yeah.
Usually, in order to declare a list, actually, what is the? I think so that it should be a square bracket, isn't it,
Yeah,
to declare a
like
list?
yeah, P is equal to, when we jump to the that, I will check that. Yeah, this is a list.
But here in the ninth line, when you're converting it from a tuple to list, you're given at as an
Yeah, yeah,
normal braces.
yeah.
Why is it so?
Actually, this normal basis belonging to the functions. Okay, we are
Okay.
calling the functions which is inbuilt, but right now
Okay.
we are declaring the value.
Okay. So list with the parentheses is something like a function which is converting it actually.
Yeah, check this one.
Okay.
In the output, check this thing. In this one, we have when we there's a tuple, it will show you this, and the list time it will show you this one.
Okay. 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 Yeah. 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 That's good to know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm putting too much of questions, man.
No, no, no. That's very cool. Now I think everyone have clear with your doubts. If you have any, you can ask me right now. Okay. Oh, append in the line by 6 is present or yeah, not. Keshav has answered this line. Yeah. Okay, that's very cool. Guys, if you have any query for for the yesterday class, you can ask it
So far so good, man. I don't want to extend it further.
now. No, no,
Thank
you
you.
can ask because we will. If this topic is clear for you, in the future point of view, when we're telling you other things, you will directly catch up.
No, no, no. As of now, it's good. Good to go. Actually, we can. We
Okay,
can.
okay, okay. I think in
Uh,
the previous session you have given one suggestion. Now this suggestion is I think little bit
yeah.
same.
Far better. Far better. Yeah. I noticed it.
Okay, yeah,
Great. Great. Thank you.
yeah. So let's move forward for the topics. We have list, we have dictionary and research set. We did not, yeah. Basically, we do not tell you right now for this one because this is a we have arranged the order for this. But yeah, I was explaining you the list is like same thing for the tuple. Dictionary also. Dictionary is normally we have two things. One key. When we call the key, the value will come across over there. And the set is actually in the match itself. So that the collection of similar data and having didn't have a repeated data. Okay. And I think day after tomorrow we will tell you what is different between list, tuple, and set and the whole thing. Okay. So move forward. Let's come to the mutable. I have actually explained you this one. This thing is done. Done. Okay. So let's come to the operations. We have a 6 to 7 types of operation in Python. So first of all, arithmetic operations. Second, comparison operations. Third, bitwise operations. Membership operation is normal. Normal is that a normal operators in or not in. Okay, assignment operators, logical operators, identity operators. Okay, what do you mean the arithmetic operators and other things? So let's take examples. Okay, so arithmetic operators like is it plus, minus, plus, minus, divide, multiply. You can tell that double slash. So this type of function which you are using is called arithmetic functions. Hope so. You guys know about this thing. You guys know about this thing. So let me explain you with one and one for this normal thing. A is equal to A plus B. A is equal to A minus B. You guys, this extension is such a difficult to read. Okay, so I will use this one. I will use this one. Otherwise, you are not children right now, but yeah, let me tell you how it's working. So you will directly get full data is equal to A divided by C. A is equal to 5. Is the computer wants 15. I will get and need to print the data. So it will show the data. If the data is converted line by line, it will show you. So let me copy this one because I want the every line will give the same data and it will give by the same data. Okay. Yeah, warning is there. We didn't define the C value. Let me define the C first. I will define C. C is also equal to 15.
Amit,
Yeah.
in the line 14th where you put in A equal to A double star A,
Yeah.
just don't give A as a second argument. It will be, yeah, just give 2.
Not a big issue. And give 3 or 2.
2, yeah.
But yeah, not a big thing. We can convert it that thing also to the power of that. But yeah, because the value of A is dynamically changed, so yeah, Keshav, you're right. If I will change this one, it will get a little bit confused. We can move with that also. So guys, in first line, I have declared the variable and the data A, B, C, and D, and then printing the value. Okay. So after printing the value, it will display you at where you want to normally use the data, and after using the data, if the value of data is changing, something like that. So let's run the code, and it will show you the whole output. Yeah. So in the first line, okay. So in this first line. In the first line, we are printing the whole data ABC. So and the output you will got 50-50. After plusing the data A plus B, you will get to 50 and 150 because A is saving the data A plus B. That means 50 plus 50 is giving to A the change the value of like 50 to 100. And again A is giving A minus B. Again the data will got 50-50. Slash division it will show you 1. Okay. And after that in multiplication it will give you data. But what this means? It will showing you a power. But arrange the power. Like A, the value of A power 2. Okay. And this will give you like floor division. But that's mean that the output which you getting over there, it will convert it into a integer form and not convert in the float form. Like for example, 5 divided by 2. That's mean the output will become if you arrange this format, it will give you a 2, not give you 2.5. Okay. So let's play the code and run the code and check out. Yeah. In the first line we got 50-50. After adding with A and B, it will show you it will show you like A plus B, it will show you 150, and again removing this you got 50. Actually I have already told you that it will show you 50. Yeah, over here when divided by A is divided by C, so 50 divided by it will give you yeah, over here it is giving you floating data out of the floating value from there, but the data will be giving you in the integer form. After that, A is equal to A into multiply B, 50 multiply 50, not giving a value. Wait a minute. Yeah, now it's fine. 1 multiply 50 is giving you 50. And again, the power. Over here, the value of A is 50. 50 to power 2. That means 2500. Yeah, we got the 2500. After dividing this, A divided by C, it will give you 50. Because division of 25000 slash 50, it's give you output. Okay, let me take a normal, little bit different value so you will get easily. Like if we put the 3 over here, okay. So when we are putting the 3, it will give you 50. If you is it divide with yeah. After dividing by 7, it will showing you the value in the integer format. It didn't show you the value in the decimal format because it 2500 not divided by 7 is not giving a perfect integer value. But yeah, it's showing you integer. The floor division is helping you to give the a proper integer value by dividing the whole data. I think this every function of this arithmetic you have got it. Shall you have any question you can ask? What about other guys? Okay, so let's take one example. Like we have said that we remove this one. So, but it will showing to the user if we use again the A. Yeah. So the power of what we say that the power of 2500 the power 2500 it will show you this large amount of data. Okay. So anyone have any query right now for this one? You can ask. Otherwise, I will move forward. We cover up this whole things. Okay. Yeah. So let's come to jump point of view. Comparison operator. So basically, when we are comparing, when we are checking the statements, right, if as and other things, at the same time, we are using this type of comparison operator. So compare the data and then display the data according to the user output. Okay. So when we are comparing with this data with the normal user output, it will show you the like values, like checking the values. Let me comment it out this. So A is equal to 10. And now I'm comparing with this, like B is equal to 50, 50 and want to print B greater than B. Okay, So if it is true, it will show you true or false in the Boolean format. Okay, the Boolean format is also a data type where the data is converted into yes or no format, or 0 or 1 format, which machine directly captures the data. Okay, let me print this one, and it will show you the we are using. Yeah, this false. Yeah, that's correct. When you compare this one, A is greater than B. Yeah, it's correct. So let's make no, other examples. Print algorithm also. Comparison operators. Okay, putting this thing. Okay, there's a little bit different in double equal to and single equal to and triple equal to. So in first single equal to, we assign the value, and we use single equal to that gives you assign a value. When you comparing something, it will give you double equal to. Okay, and when you are dealing with the triple equal to, that means you are changing the bitwise also as well as the other values. Okay, the type of data is also gonna same, and the value also gonna same. So we will move forward at the same time, but for this, let me check. I think every first is false, second is true, and third is false. Yeah, A is greater than B is false. A is smaller than B. Yeah, it's a true, but it's also not equal to. So comparison operator helping you for normal this one, and it will help like little bit in the comparison thing. Like when we are dealing with the if else statement, for loop, and the condition statement in anywhere the Python, you can see that that's thing a little bit clear and different. So let's come to bitwise operator. What the bitwise operator is doing and dealing with that. Yeah, basically it's so the NOR operator is giving you a little bit shifting operators. This is and or and right shift and left shift. Okay, so let's can you please explain triple equal to again? Okay, so let me take a triple equal to example. Like I will change the value to 50. Okay, let me type this. Okay, it's giving me error. Why didn't so let's move from here. Right. Okay. I'll choose. Normally equal to like when you're printing data, like if I'm using, I think since I was taking the A is equal to B, like A is equal to B is correct. Okay, in triple equal to what is why is showing error? Because when you are dealing with the data, the Python is not giving you this such type of assign operation. But yeah, let me give you an example. If A is 50, okay, A is 50, and the type of A is integer. Okay, type of A is integer, and the type of B is also an integer. They are belonging with the same class, integer number, and they have a same value. As the time, this condition gonna true. Otherwise, this condition give you false. I think it's giving one error. I got the error. Yeah, right now it's not showing this type of property. Check. Yeah, Python is not giving the such type of things, but yeah, right now because the dynamic era, you are changing the data, directly change your data types. So this the time is not giving you this little bit of output with this same thing. But yeah, I have already explained you why we.
तुरंत ही खुल जाओ शूटिंग और थर्ड सेम के बाद में पूरा ही मतलब ऑफलाइन होना चाहिए ताकि एटलीस्ट यार थोड़ा टाइम तो इंसान होता है ना फ्रेंड्स के साथ बिताए
जागृति Mic is unmuted. Your mic.
हम्म
Can you unmute your mic? Hello.
मैं तो वो भी नहीं, मैं वो भी नहीं.
Pankaj, is it clear to you? Yeah, I will show you the output after this. Yeah. So actually, you are knowing about the and or gate and other things. Let me first explain the assignment operators. Okay, in equal to, we are declaring a value. Plus equal to that means you're adding and define the value. So take one normal example from over here. Like a is equal to 50, we have defined a plus equal to 10. Okay, and after that a sorry b minus equal to 10, we can use a is a multiply equal to 2 and a divide equal to 3. So let me find the data and the advantage of this type of data is okay. Converting the whole data. In first step, I have already initialized the data. So this one is giving the assignment operator. Using the assignment operator, we have passed the value. Okay. And in the B also, we pass the same thing. When we checking the data, it will show you the correct output with this one. Like in first we initialize the value of A, it gives 50, again A and B value. And then 60, 50 and by it's going to 60, 50, right? No, giving 50. Because when we are assigning the value, we have said that A plus equal to 10. That's mean you are doing A is equal to A plus 10. Okay. And over here also you are dealing with B equal to B plus 10. Sorry, B minus 10. Okay, sorry. It will show you 40. Look it out this right now is 40. SSG is after the minusing of the data is giving you the value. And right now over here also it will dealing with that A is equal to A multiply 2. So you are assigning the value using the operator also. I think all of you got this one. If you have any that difficulty with this operator, you can ask. Yeah, this normally given operators. This is a assignment operator. Increment operator is that plus plus minus minus divide divide multiply. You can not do the multiply, but yeah, the plus plus and minus minus. And we are using. Guys, if you have any issue, you can ask. Raise your hand, and you can ask. Otherwise, we will move forward. issue can we move forward if we have a query? Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, mate.
Let's move forward with logical operators and or. Okay, how you can deal with the and or operator? Let's in comment it out. And then A is finding this system. So L is equal to 10. With my computer is in command, I don't know. And gives there. I want to check out that I'm using the conditioner that logical operator. L is greater than 50. And is greater than 10. Maybe is greater than 10. Yeah. So over here, what I am checking that if agar हमारा we say that if 100 is L is greater than 50 and same time B is greater than 10. So how you can print a data is it true or false? How you check the data? Basically, I will use a print statement and check the condition and give the AND symbol, and it's not symbol the AND operator, because in the other languages you can use the AND double AND symbol. Like in the other languages you are dealing with this one for the AND. But in the Python you type the AND and then it will check the value. When the both condition is true, it will give you a true statement, otherwise it will give you false statement. Okay, check. Yeah, it's giving it true statement because the both condition is true. But if any one condition is false, like if this is a 5 and we are running with this, it show me a false condition statement. Or if I will use OR statement, then it will give you true again because one condition is true over here. Didn't use this one for the OR operator. We are using the OR operators in C. You're using this type of operators in Java also. But yeah, you're in this one you directly use OR. Yeah, this condition is true and then it's giving you true. I think this is also clear. Come to the identity. Okay, is and is not. In or not in the membership. Matlab, when we say that the membership function is that if I have a value, if I have a data. Normally, if I have a data, b is equal to, let me make a top power list. B is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want to print this line B in 3 in B. Not the string and B. This is okay, is that is not 3 is B. No. Same this. It's, yeah, it's giving it true because the whole data in B is really not equal to the whole data of C. the number of object is more also. The value of the equation is also different. So at the same time, B is not equal to C. We can use directly this type of operators, but check without checking with the one by one variable. You can use is not function directly to check out this. Or in not is that if 3 is in B, that means is it 3 belongs to B? That time it's not giving the value. If you check now, if I will use is, it will show me error because B this condition is false. It's not true. Yeah. So the identity operator check whether this thing is belonging to a particular one or not, whether they are equal or not, and so move on. Okay. So in and not in is normally defining you like let me check give one variable. Why it's not giving the data? Actually, is G G and G in. See also it's okay, showing you true conditions. Okay, so it's displaying a true condition. Why it's giving you a true condition? Because yeah, 3 is there in C list. You're checking one data in the whole list, and when you use is, that means you are comparing the data. You are checking the data is right over here, and when you use is, it will comparing the whole data. And if I use is in not, it will give me a false. Not in. Not in. Yeah, it's showing me false. Yeah, because we say that 3 is not belonging to C, but it is belonging. So that time it's showing the error. Hope so you guys got it, the whole concept of this one. That is, we will jump towards the bitwise operator and the last operator for the operators. Then we move forward for the typecasting. We have defined the typecasting also, but we will move forward for if else conditional statements. Yes, my voice is not clear. Isham, am I audible or not?
Yes, Amit, you're audible clearly.
Okay, I think you have some network issue. Okay, Keshav, I think you have told the input, how you can input the data, how you can like scanning the data, getting data from the user.
Yes, Amit, last time you told them
Yeah, we
about
have
the
that.
input function.
Okay, so we have left with the for namespace, and then we move and jump to for towards the if else conditions. Guys, keep responding if I'm audible and you are getting whole things.
Yes, hi Amit. Sorry to interrupt. Can you explain the last operator, the in?
The last operator like is not and not.
Yes, my doubt is that. So when we check, can you get to the coding screen?
Yeah, then
Yeah, when we are comparing that if B is in C or not, if B is in C, okay, the value of 3 and 5 is in the variable C. So why it can't
is
be true? So that's why.
is but why it's not true? Okay,
So
B.
yes, my doubt is here. So the value and the position are need to be the same, or what is the position here? So that's
Okay, so B is C. That means you're comparing the whole data. Like you comparing the length, also you can compare the whole things. If I am checking and run the code, It give me a false and false. Okay, it will be false. B is C. That means you are defining that B is C. Both are equal, the number and the length also.
Okay, not only the value, the length
Yeah,
of the value also should be the same
yeah,
in order to get true. Okay,
yeah,
okay, okay. Thank you, Amir.
yeah. Guys,
In
you
the
have
in that situation, can you just go to the script again? Actually,
okay. I will do this.
yeah. So in that case, if it is like a B is in C, it will compare the data individually whether the 3 and 4 is available
Yep,
in C. That's it, right?
yep, yep.
I think so. The previous person that who asked the question, actually, he was even checking for if the position has been misplaced. For an
Yeah,
instance,
yeah. That's fine.
if the 3 and 4 is in some other position, also it will accept it, isn't it?
Yeah, it will. Right now, it's like let's check this one. Okay, you are asking this thing now. The position is different or
Yeah,
from where it
exactly.
is. Got it?
No, actually, you have to change the script. Actually, B is in C.
Okay.
B is in C.
B is in C.
Yeah,
Is in C.
yeah. There is an
Is
is in.
not is not in or not in. That's a thing.
Oh, is and not in. That's it.
Yeah. Like check with this. In identity, you use is not. In membership, you use in not in.
Ah, okay. I think so that I have chosen that membership actually. In actually.
Okay, you are using in.
Yeah, in C. B in C in the sense. So it will compare both the values like
No, 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 no. It will check directly the B is find in the whole data is here or not. Like is finding C, like G is sorry, G in C. If I will check G in C, it will compare the one by one data whether this type of data is available or not. So if you comparing the whole data, it is like a bundle. One bundle compare with this and give you again error.
invalid syntax.
Why? Because the whole list is a bundle. You're
Okay.
not checking one value, you are checking the whole bundle.
Ah, okay.
You only
So
compare the bundle with is or is not identification, identify.
so you cannot compare that whole bundle
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Got it.
Guys, if you have any query, you can ask. Otherwise, I will move towards the bitwise and then according to this, we will use the condition operators. I think you have clarified with that in other languages you will use double and symbols, but in the Python you type and the not also. That's a little beauty of the Python because Python deal with your like this is the higher language level in intermediate with English. So that's a really good thing with Python. That's why Python is more feasible right now right in the world. Guys, can you give me response whether I will move forward or I will stop over here if you have any doubt? Only one and I think but I think forward here okay. We're done Rajesh so I think done that. What about other types? Move forward with by the operators. But with by the operators, we will use A like A is equal to 10 is equal to 10, 100 is equal to 20. And then I will arrange that B and really. I'll, so the symbol in the in the other languages, normal and also symbolize the bitwise operator. Double and is symbolized for the normal here. Which type of operators? Like and log, yeah, logic. Okay. When again, I will use a. Hey guys, did you know about that? When we converted any file into binary operator to binary operation, and then we will face the shifting of the data. Like point is then two and point is then. Okay, let's open this one and then tell you what's the data. Okay, so print A and B. And A per operators is 80 and then 25 and then 800. What's that mean? Okay, what guys, can you get this one? What type? Why is giving the output 36 and why is it 80? Anyone know about this? You can raise your hand and tell me.
Is it arithmetic operations actually?
No,
A binary?
no, this is device.
It,
Yeah,
it
that's
is
a binary.
bitwise, no?
Yeah,
I think so. It is converting the numbers into binary format and doing the
yeah,
operations,
yeah.
and again converting the answer to the decimal and
That's
getting
it.
the result.
Yeah, you
Is
got
that
it.
right?
Yeah. So over here, let me open the word and then tell you how it's doing this thing. Five. Okay, can anyone tell me the value of 15 binary? Let me check in the internet itself. We know about that. Is it visible?
Yes, Amit, it's visible.
You can,
Why don't
you
you
can.
increase the font? Font size.
That's fine now. Sure.
Increase the font size. Font size. Yeah, yeah. Now it's visible.
So when we convert it, like if the value of 2 is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Okay. No, this is not that. Means this is the value of 2. Right, Keshav? So if we use this type of operators, it will directly jump 2 times and swap the values like 0, 0, 0, 1, and again move forward. It will show you 0, 0, 0, 0. And you're shifting, and you are using this shift operators. Okay. And if you are dealing with the same for this one, it will shift one towards there, like 0, 1, 0, 0, and again when it's come to this one, it will show you 1, 0, 0. Okay, guys. So let's give it this example first, and then check the binary values. So let's remove the whole thing from here. Normally and operators you are using it now, but this is a different thing, so I'm explaining this one. Now after that, if you have any problem at that operator, we also explore this thing. Okay. Yeah. So check this one. What is showing you? This is a binary value of 2. Okay. And when you are using this type of double shift operator, right now, this is the output. Over here, it will shift the digit 2 times towards the right and follow the same condition with 000. Okay. And comes the point of view, it will show you the after converting the whole thing in the binaries giving 000. That means the value is 0 for this type of operator. For this lesser than 2 times, it will give you this type output, and right now is 0 to the power 0 to the power 1 to the power 2 to the power 3. What's that mean? To the power 3 to the power 4. Yeah, it's just to the power 4. So that gives us a 10 to the power 4 to the 4. I think you guys got it this one. After converting this thing, will show you the data. Changing the data. So it will shift, it will first convert it into binary and then shift towards right and left. Rajesh, another Rajesh, about this one. Guys, have you got this one? Or shall I explain more examples? I'm audible, guys.
Yes, Amit, your voice is coming.
Guys, tell me.
Amit, we have a request to uh, explain again. Sarthak is asking to explain again.
Okay. Yeah. So
Only
let me
some
explain.
side.
What?
Some noise is coming from side.
From my side.
Yeah, like
Now
it's
is it
cricket.
fine? Now is it fine?
No, no, it's still coming.
It's coming.
Like it's here.
Just wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Till then, guys, if you like, he will explain again. But before that, if you have any doubt, then just ask.
Guys, now it's fine.
It's still coming.
I think it's just exact. Now is it fine?
The bell sound is still there.
Not it's not a bell sound.
It's like a cricket.
Yeah. Is it more or is it comfortable?
It's not like really comfortable hearing.
Wait a minute. Give a minute. Give it 2 minutes. Can I explain this one? Twice. I'm sharing a screen and tell them what. Yeah. The same example. Guys, now is it fine?
Yes, sir,
Yes,
it's
Amit.
fine.
Yeah. So over here, uh, this is a value of 2 in binary. Okay, Sarthak. And when we are using this type of two operators like greater than, what it will do, it will jump that value, it will shift the value 2 times towards the right position. So first of all, in first time, it will jump 0, 0, 1 because it shifts 1 time position, and again it will shift the position and come out over there. It will give 0, 0, 0, 0. 3 times 4 times 0. That means the whole output is 0. But when it's come to this one, it will show you the same thing. The 2, right now the value is true. Okay, the value is 2. Then you jump towards first over here, come to jump towards one over here, and then again this. This will give you a 16, and it will show you the output over same line. Let me check the code. Okay, it's not defined. Yeah, first the value is 0, and then the value is 16. First the value is 0, and then the value of 2 is now 16. I think Sarthak, have you got this one? Shall I explain again with another example? Okay. So for this one and this one. So let's again do something. Okay. So doing again the same thing. Let me come. Yeah. The value of 2 is this, and the value of 3 is what is that? 0, 0, 1, 1. The value of 3. Keshav, the value of binary. Yeah. All right. So in the AND operator, when we use the AND symbol, what is giving, what it is refracting? You can change the like value of this to jump how much time you want to do. So in this one, this is a value of 2, this is value of 3, the binary number, and this AND operator, what is explaining? If 0 and comparing this one, if 0, what it's true, 0, 1 give you again 0, 1, 1 give you again 1, 0, 0 give you again 0, 0 give you again 0. Same like that, it will compare this one. Like in the in the binary operation, when you're checking the data, same over here it was checking the whole data. Okay, you got 2 again out. Why you were getting the 2? Because over here 0, 1 gives you again false condition is 0, 1, 1 give you true, a binary reference give you 1, 0, 0 give you 0, and the whole output come after the combination of this with the AND operator. It will give you a 0, 0, again is 1, and then 0. This is the output from it. And if you can again compare with this one, like OR, normally OR will help you 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. But normally it will give you the output. 0, 1 is giving you 1 because 1 is true. Again, it will give you this. Okay. This will fine. This will give you a little bit output with this. False. Yeah. Copy this line. Put it over there and put it down with this. So, upon this code, yeah, you got 3. Yeah. This output also giving you a value of 3. Okay. So normally the biggest one in in the AND operator, when using AND operator the 2 numbers, it will show you the lowest one, and in the OR operator it will show you the highest one. Okay. What about this? What this is a NOR and XOR gate. So and NOR and XOR gate. What the output is this? What the output is gonna change? So in the non-XOR gate, in this one, the value of 0 and 1 is again 1. The value of 1 and 1, the same one is become 0. 0 0 same is giving 0. Again 0 0 same is 0. So now the output is 1. The data value is 1. When we run this code, you will get compiler. Yeah, you got 1. Okay, I think this whole thing is you got this one. How you can deal with this one. Exactly, we can use operators. Okay, we can use in automata, we can use in digital electrical, electric, and other field of where you will directly deal with machine, not any like software anything which is gonna help you identify this. Hope so, guys. You have aware with that this whole type of operators. If anyone have any issue regarding this, you can ask right now. Then we will complete uh, these operators and then move forward in the conditions. We just shall we move forward?
Amit, it's already time. I think we should conclude with today. From the next class, we'll start the conditional statements.
Okay, I think yeah. So we'll conclude this one. So in next section we will deal with flow of control, the statements, if else, okay, loops, and other things. We have completed our introduction of Python. Yeah, it will take more than 2 days, but yeah, really cool sessions between you and us. And it's very good. Guys, if you have any question, anything you can ask. If you have, you can ask right now. Guys, are you there? Can I speak out the name then at the time we will answer? Sartha, is it clear to you? Krishna, Arpita, Bhargavi, okay, Dipti, Jagati, Anshi, Rajesh, Raj, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, Rajesh, I think today's presentation, I think that's
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah. Tell me.
any feedback from your side to improve more?
No, no, man. It's really good and good to go actually. If it is okay for you, I can add up on one more thing.
Yeah,
If you have a chance to prepare the scripts, like as you been typing in the compiler straight away in the
yeah.
script straight away, you can just prepare it before the session so that this typing process you can explain it in the Word document or something like that as you've done before. And after the explanation, you can just copy it, paste it over here, run it, show it as a good, fastest thing, and you can just go to the next topic. I think so. It might be easy for us in order to stick with the timeline actually, if it is possible. I think so. You get my point. You have certain scripts you are writing, right?
Actually,
Um,
I have already made the scripts. I have already made your the whole like what is it the notes.
mhm,
But I think when I'm doing the live things right now, right over here with you,
mhm,
someone any issues regarding this directly ask. Otherwise, copy paste is a different thing. I have. I will show you
Okay.
right now also. But yeah, that's I think a little bit different with the other session. Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
But so far it is really going cool. Actually, I'm happy with all those things since things are going cool. And thanks for considering my feedback on yesterday and today. It is really really so good. You're dealing with the front end, and the other one is dealing with the doubts on the comment section. It's really very professional. Thank you.
Right. Yeah, okay, I will send it to you. But Sarthak, I will send it to you, but give us a few days because I will complete this some part of that thing and then I will send it to you. Like our course, which we have a dealing with flow chart. I will put it. I will consider it. Okay. So, Isha, shall we end up this whole session?
Yes, Amit.
Guys, I will send you a video link, and if you want to ask more after that also, you can. Anytime you can message me and drop a message. Thank you, guys.